None of this
Bingo.
stuff is godly. None of this stuff is holy. And don't nobody want nothing to do with holiness because y'all feel like it's either far-fetched or it's doing too much. Come on now, bro. Y'all gotta wake up. Most of y'all want husbands. Most of y'all want wives. But most of y'all don't want to become the husband or wife that God intended y'all to be. Y'all want to live up to the standard that y'all set for in y'all mind. But the problem is the standard that you set has been set on this false reality that they're presenting to us. Been presented by the man. Don't miss the dating game. The dating game full of witchcraft. Full of witchcraft. Everybody manipulating one another, playing mind games with one another, trying to get stuff out of one another, trying to be on top, seeking control. It ain't nothing but witchcraft, and I don't want nothing to do with it. And a lot of y'all operating out of this witchcraft, and y'all don't even realize it, man. Y'all don't even realize it, deceiving one another. You see what I'm saying? Playing these games, lying to one another, you know, trying to put on this front. See, this is what happens, man. A lot of y'all need to heal, man. And a lot of y'all don't want to heal. A lot of y'all would much rather put on this identity and just seek control and validation from people chasing your validation, rather than dealing with the pain of healing, of going through that healing process and becoming that person that was once heartbroken. If not, actually better. You become better. You see what I'm saying? But everybody doing witchcraft on one another. If you can't be your full authentic self, why are you out here being? Y'all get what I'm saying?
If you are dating and you feel like you can't be your full 100% authentic self with anybody you're dating or talking to, then yeah, you probably shouldn't be dating. That's a good point to bring up. We can get into in a second as well. Should Christians even be dating in the first place? Right? But we'll get to that. Let's let him cook a little bit more.
Be your full authentic self. And if you're not healed, it's kind of irresponsible for you to be out here trying to date people and bring people into your life. Because one, they're not going to heal you. You need Christ. You can put on that Band-Aid. You can try to bring people into your life to try to run away from the pain, but that pain gonna be there. You see what I'm saying? It eventually is gonna get to a point to where you can't hide it no more, that you're gonna start bleeding over somebody who didn't cut you. You see what I'm saying? That's just how it go. But a lot of y'all doing witchcraft on one another. You see what I'm saying? Oh, I like him, but I'm not gonna tell him how I feel because of X, Y, and Z. That's deception. Oh, I don't like her because if I tell her that I like her, she gonna think this. That's deception. You know you feel something about a person, but you're not gonna tell them. You're gonna act. You see what I'm saying? ACT, act. You're putting on an act. You can't be your full authentic self. So when you put on an act, you're deceiving this person. I like this person, but I'm gonna show them something else. Or I like this person, but I'm gonna make them chase my validation so I can feel secure. That's deception, whether you realize it or not. If you can't be your full authentic self, if you can't tell somebody straight up how you feel about them and that you like them, either one, you liking the wrong person, or two, you got some healing you need to do. You should want to be able to be your full authentic self. A lot of y'all want people to be transparent with y'all. Love y'all with no strings attached. Be completely vulnerable, but we're not ready to give what we want from people. So if you're not at a state to where you can be yourself fully authentic, in an authentic way, you got to do some self-reflecting. Nobody's asking you to be perfect, but you need to be honest. You need to be vulnerable. Man, look here. I don't miss it. People ask me, man, I don't miss the dating scene, bro. I gave my life to Christ, and I'm cool with waiting on God, man.
Amen.
I'm cool with it. And I'm good whichever way the door open. If God say, Dion, you can't be married, it's all good, Lord. I got you. You are my everything. If God say, you know, Dion, you married, I'm be like, whoopee, time to start this family. I always wanted. But either way it go, I'm good. But it's witchcraft getting done in this stuff, man. And y'all don't even realize everybody manipulating. It's all mind control. Everybody trying to seek control over somebody. Playing with people emotionally. Putting curses on one another. Y'all don't even realize when y'all gossip about one another. When y'all talking bad about one another. When y'all arguing with one another. Y'all just operating in a state of confusion. Come on now. Look at the fruits of all this stuff. None of this stuff is godly. None of this stuff is holy. And don't nobody want nothing to do with holiness because y'all feel like it's either far-fetched or it's doing too much. Come on now, bro. Y'all gotta wake up. Most of y'all want husbands. Most of y'all want wives. But most of y'all don't want to become the husband or wife that God intended y'all to be. Y'all want to live up to the standard that y'all set for in y'all mind. But the problem is the standard that you set has been set on this false reality that they're presenting to us. Been presented by the, man, it gets deep, man. It gets deep. You setting the standard for this false reality that they perpetuating to us, man. This trauma that we went through. You see what I'm saying? Y'all gotta wake up, break out this matrix, bro. Wake up, break out of the matrix, man. And God bless y'all.
Wow. I would say that he cooked, but he didn't even cook. He cooked y'all in the first 20 seconds. He was burning everything down after that. He was past cooking. Listen, I don't know who this brother is, but shout out to him. If you ever see this video, shout out to you for making that video and putting modern dating and what it's become in a new lens, up the proper lens, actually. And I'll just say this. I have one part of that video I really want y'all to hear me on. And I'm not going at that brother. It's a personal critique of mine because I see it not only in him, but a lot of Christians and everybody in popular culture and modern culture nowadays in our society, but even in Christians, which is not good because we shouldn't look like the world or think like them or go about things the way they go about it. The part where he says, God, you want me to be married? Great. If you don't want me to be married, great, whatever. I 1000% agree with that. However, here's what I'll add on to that because I'm not even saying I'm erasing that. Here's what I would add on to that. If you do want to be married, you should pray to God and you should say, Lord, please help prepare me for that. Lord, please send me the proper person or please put me in the places that I can meet a wife that's suitable for me under your will. Right? And the brother sounds like he wants a family of his own from what he said in that video right there. But what I notice is a lot of Christians now will say, oh, I ain't married because God ain't sent me my husband yet. Or, oh, I ain't married because God ain't sent me my wife yet. Well, you don't really hear that one that much. You hear the first one a lot more. But the point is I'm making is you have to participate. You can't just go to work, come home, make a little dinner, put on Netflix, watch something, fall asleep, wake up, repeat, and then 1 year passes, 2 year passes, 3 year passes, and so on, and say to yourself, oh, well, it must not meant for me to be married. God ain't sent me my husband yet. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to be sitting on the couch eating and watching Netflix, and you're going to hear, FedEx, I got your husband here. We have a part to play. In 2 Chronicles 1:7, it says, in that night, God appeared to Solomon and asked him, and said to him, ask what I shall give you. And Solomon said to God, you have dealt with my father David with great faithfulness and have made me king in his place. Now, Lord God, your promise to my father David is fulfilled, for you have made me king over a people as numerous as the dust on the earth. Now give me wisdom and knowledge so that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can rule this great people of yours? Then God said to Solomon, because this was in your heart and you did not ask for riches, wealth, or honor, or the life of those you hate, nor did you even ask for long life, but you asked for yourself wisdom and knowledge so that you may rule my people over whom I have made you king. Wisdom and knowledge have been granted to you. I will also give you riches, wealth, honor, such as none of the kings who were before you has possessed, nor will those who come after you. So Solomon went from the high place, which was at Gibeon, from the tent of meeting to Jerusalem, and he reigned over Israel. Why do I bring that up? There's a difference between God's will and God's plan and a plan. What I mean by that is when you start meeting, there's too many Christians out here nowadays that's not married, who don't have kids or in their later years or in their 30s, 40s, whatnot. And you say, hey, why haven't you never been married? Oh, well, God never sent me. He never sent me my husband. I don't know if that's it, guys. I'm sorry. I know that y'all ain't gonna like this. Hey, I get it. But I'm being honest with you. As a married man of 12, going on 13 years, I'm just speaking for what I've seen and what I see as a pattern and what I'm seeing that is happening in larger and larger numbers. I bring up this story with Solomon because God asked Solomon, what do you want? Solomon didn't sit back and say, well, I guess I ain't got no wisdom or knowledge because, God ain't gave it to me yet. I guess it ain't meant to be, or that ain't my calling, or, that ain't everybody's path. No. There's a difference between God's will and a plan. You can put a plan together and you can pray on that plan and you can ask God for that, for that plan. And if it's in accordance with his will, God will bless you and honor that. So if somebody wants to be married and you do want kids, it's not a matter of just waiting and hoping and praying that God sends it. You have to play your part and go out there and participate as well. Proverbs 18:22 says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Hold on. Wait a second. Bag it up. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. You can stop right there, but it goes on to say, and obtains favor from the Lord. So let me get this right. God is purposely not sending you a spouse, and he's purposely withholding favor from you for the spouse he didn't send you. That doesn't sound right. Not to mention, guys, Men, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. You're not gonna find no wife if you're not trying. This whole notion that, man, I really want a good woman, man, I want a wife someday, want a kid, maybe it'll happen, man. I don't know. I see too much of this online, too much of this on YouTube. Admittedly, the dating market sucks right now, from what I hear. I thank the Lord Jesus Christ. I ain't got to participate in it. I'm married, and I thank God that I am, from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing. With that said, it's not impossible. And not only is it not impossible, if you are positioning yourself correctly with God and you are praying for this, and you are seeking God and you are going out pursuing this, God can do anything for you. There's a woman out there. There's a good godly woman out there. But the only thing I'm saying to you all is it's not the lottery. It's not a matter of chance. When we look back at our great grandfathers and our ancestors, they were married in an 80 to 90 percentile rates. They were, almost every other house was married. They had a family and kids. So was God was just smiling on all those people before us, with giving them wives and husbands and families, and now all of a sudden he just like, oh, I ain't giving this generation no husbands and wives. That's what he doing now? That don't make sense. So I only bring that up to say, don't just date anybody. Don't and the Bible, it doesn't have a plan for Christians in particular about dating. There is no plan in the Bible about dating. Dating is a concept that largely has changed over time culturally. So I get it. So I'm not saying that even as a Christian man, you should be running out to where there are Christian women, like churches or wherever, and hitting on them the same way, like if you was in the world, in the club or something, asking for numbers or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying make sure you're doing your part, is all I'm saying. It's not a matter of, oh, I don't have it because God ain't magically sent it to me yet. You don't take that approach with any other thing. So you hear people all the time, oh, I'm saving up for a house. Why are you saving up for a house? Just go spend all your money and pray and ask God to send you a house. Case closed. What's the problem? See how we don't use that logic with other things, but suddenly when it comes to a husband or when it comes to kids, it's like, oh, God, it must not be for me. God ain't send me no. Marriage is a beautiful thing. It is made by God. God calls it a great mystery, in fact. It's a beautiful thing, and it's the only path, as God sees it, to bringing children in the world. This notion that it's just meant for people to not be married all of a sudden magically in human history, all of a sudden now, is a bit far-fetched for me to believe. But again, that's not a criticism at that brother, because he said in his video he hoped to have a family one day. I want to be wise. So respect to him. We need more men like him with some sense, with divine, with the spirit of God in him leading him. We need more men like that having families. We need more men like that getting married. Lord knows that is the key to a lot of the problems that we think politics can solve. But let me know what you guys think. I think he cooked in the video. Let me know what you think. Is he right? Is he spot on? What did he leave out about the dating market? And, hey, I hope to see more videos like this from people. It gives me hope. And until next time, thank you for watching this video, and bless you all.